Live from Action News 5 Studio, you're watching A Better Memphis.
Welcome back. We are continuing to discuss the new school year with the superintendent of the Germantown Municipal School District, Jason Manuel. And let's start now with GMSD has achieved recognition from the state of Tennessee's 10 Ready as the #1 school district in the state, 3rd through 8th grade. Pretty incredible. English language arts. What is your district doing to achieve those kinds of accomplishments?
Well, we have a new vision for our district, and it's very similar, but it's empowering personal potential. For us, the key is to look at every student as an individual and think about their needs. And so our teachers are working in PLC groups where they're looking at data and they're charting for each student. What's the area where they have weaknesses, where we need to reinforce? And we use instructional time during the day to make sure that we're doing something different for each student to push them to their highest level. So that's been a big focus for us, focusing on that data. So we do regular benchmark testing, assessments towards those state standards. But as long as we're focused on students as individuals, we can't fail.
Yeah. And as well as the students are doing, you're also rated top workplace for the 10th consecutive year.
Yes.
What does this mean for the district and its commitment to teachers? Because I mean, there's a teacher shortage around the country right now.
Yes, there is. For us, we know that because we're a smaller district, we really want to make it feel like a family. We want to do things that really support our teachers and staff in our schools. And so we make sure that whether we're talking about the pay that they receive or the programs that they have, or whether we have a free health clinic where they can go and get medicine during the day, we are making sure that we have that whole package for teachers, because we know that if we take care of our staff, they're going to take care of the students. It's a special award for us because it's based on an anonymous survey from the teachers and staff, and usually it's in the spring, which is not the best time.
Yeah, because teachers are like, we're ready to go.
Yes, they're ready to go. So it does mean something that they feel like GMSD is home to them and something special to them.
Wonderful. You've begun Phase 1 of your master facilities plan at Houston High School.
Yes.
What can you share with us about that plan?
So this has been a huge vision-seeking plan from our community. We've met with teachers, parents, all the stakeholders, the students, and ask them what should Houston High School have. And what we're talking about at Houston is we're not talking about numbers of students, so we're not having to build because our enrollment's growing. We're having to change because that school was built in 1989. And the programs that we offered, like we talked about AI, those things did not exist back then. So when we think about the engineering courses or the health science courses, we've got to have lab spaces and programs that really support those. So like I mentioned earlier, we did a ceiling, tile, and grid, which are renovation projects. But for us, our next focus is on CTE, and that's career technical exploration courses. So we're talking about how can we get students exposure to those things that may not be a 4-year degree, it may be a 2-year degree, or it may be something that's health science related. Maybe they want to get their CMA certification so they can work in a hospital. We need those spaces that support those programs.
Okay, it shows you how long I've been here. I think of Houston High School as the new school.
Yes, that's right.
Still, anyway, this year's district theme is a survivor-inspired call to action, I understand. Empowering personal potential. Explain what this is and how it builds connections between students and staff.
Yes, so I mentioned that we are partnering with Capturing Kids' Hearts. It's about making that relationship. But we look at it through the lens of the Survivor reality show. If you think about, if you think about the people who usually get voted off first, it's those people who break the unwritten social rules. So they're too bossy when they're building the hut, or they eat too many of the limes, or they have too much of the rice. Those are the first people that get voted off. So one of the things we want to do in our leadership teams and in our schools is make sure that we're defining those unwritten contracts. What are those social boundaries? How are we going to talk with each other? How are we going to interact with each other so that we're not misinterpreting tone or text when we're working with each other? And how are we building that trust? Because when we think about the people who win at the end of Survivor, it's people who are able to build that trust the quickest. So they're not getting paranoid when they see people talking over there by the well or while they're gathering coconuts. In the same way in our schools, like I said, when the teachers have trust that they built with their students, those students are going to take risks and they're going to challenge themselves. So that's the Survivor theme. So we're looking at the lens of what if Survivor was in the school,
schools,
and make sure that we're building that trust and we're building those relationships.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like you guys are set for a good year, and I hope it works out for you this year as well. And thank you so much for coming in and talking with us today here on A Better Memphis. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Again, Jason Manuel, Superintendent of Germantown Municipal Schools.
And he is the son of Bobby Manuel, who was a phenomenal guitarist at Stax Records way back in the day. All right, you can go back and catch any of our interviews from A Better Memphis on actionnews5.com. Just click A Better Memphis in the bar at the top of our homepage. Thank you so much for joining us for A Better Memphis. Action News 5 at 4:30 starts next.